Well, good afternoon to you, Romulus, as we are taking a look at Metro Airport there. People flying in and out. We know a lot of people are going to be flying over the holiday season. Millions of us will also be hitting the road. It could be a record-breaking year for travel for this time of year when you look at the 23rd of December through January 1st. And let's face it, we want to make things as easy and stress-free as possible when you're traveling. So Tati Amari talked to AAA Vice President of Travel, Debbie Haas, and she's got some ideas for us.
How important is it to be flexible when you're traveling this time of year? Because, I mean, I've almost been bumped off of flights even.
Yeah, flexibility is a good thing to keep in mind, and patience and just being prepared. So, you can help yourself a lot by virtue of choosing flights that actually put the odds in your favor. So, for example, flying out first thing in the morning or taking a direct flight, all of those reduce complications. And then if you do have a flight already booked, be prepared. So check in early so that they know you're still planning to come at the airlines. And then also make sure that you're monitoring your flight status, and that allows you to be flexible. If you see that there are delays, you'll know what's happening, but also arrive early. And then that takes a lot of the stress out of the experience.
Yeah, most definitely. So let me ask you this. As I was traveling this past weekend to go visit some family, my aunt did send me an article about changes that have happened with TSA. So is it important? I mean, I knew a lot of them, but I kind of keep up on these things. Is this something that people should be taking a quick refresher on before they hit the airports?
Well, I think they'll find largely the travel experience is what it was pre-pandemic, but more technology is in place, so you may see people being able to use facial recognition to get through the TSA check-in. You certainly want to have your driver's license with you and your identification to make sure that it's out and easy to get through the line. But largely speaking, your biggest challenge is going to be having a line to wait in.
Okay, so more be concerned about the volume and the number of people that are going to be there as opposed to so many changed rules. That's good to know. Now, I usually strategize my traveling based on the way that I will be traveling, right? So in other words, am I taking a road trip? Am I flying? Am I taking a bus or a train? Is this a good place to start, or should I be thinking about kind of what might be the easiest way, right?
Yeah, I think the experience you're going to have is a great place to start, like you said. So if you are going to be flying, think about how you can make the most of it. So, for example, the federal rules only allow you 2 carry-on items, and one of them has to be small enough to fit under the seat. So it's a good idea to put into your small carry-on item your essentials, your identification, your money, your medicine, your car keys, anything you can't be without. Because there is a chance when you get on board that the overhead bins will be full and you may have to gate check that second item. So that's an example of how you can kind of visualize what you need to do to be prepared for flying, as an example.
That's a really good example. So let's talk about getting in the car and driving off. Should we thinking like get a quick tune-up or get the car checked over really quickly before we hit the road, especially tires this time of year when we're, heading into colder months here in Michigan?
Absolutely, yes. Making sure your car is ready for the road is really essential, and you want to be sure it's safe. And as the temperature drops, the tire pressure will go down in your tires. So you want to be sure that those are in good shape. A great resource is to use a AAA approved auto repair center, because you know that they're vetted for quality. And if you're a AAA member, you get benefits on any of the items you need to have taken care of in advance, should you have an expense you have to incur, etc. But yeah, so you want your car to be comfortable. You want it to be clean, and certainly, because we never know if we're going to have snow in this region, you want to be sure you've got things in the car to help you with snow, clean off the windshields, etc.
All righty, and that's Tati Amari. Of course, she's our host of Live in the D. And did you know she also has a streaming show right here on Local 4 Plus, like we're doing the Daily Plus Live on Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 8 a.m. And also here with her is our producer, Kari Hobbs. He goes on. So So
Right there.
Kari's sitting next to me. He's got his own camera he clicks on. And he's
Yes.
next to me every time that we do the show here. And you do a lot of work with Tati. So tell me about what your show is on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings so people can know a little bit more.
Well,
I want to turn and look at you, and I know that this is actually, if I turn this way
Yeah.
on the television, I'm actually looking at you this
It
way.
gets
Go
a little
ahead.
weird
It
sometimes,
is a little weird.
but like, super easy. Like we just we for the first half hour we just find a couple of stories that we think are interesting that we talk about, and then for the next half hour we always just try to find somebody that we think is super cool, and then talk to them about what they may have going on or how they might be able to help us with things that we need to know. And so I feel
love
like
that.
we're having fun. I get to deal with two saints all day long. This is good. I'm living a good
Saints, I don't
life.
think anyone has ever described me that way, Kari, but we're going to give you a bump in pay for that one.
I appreciate you.
All right, so what do you got going on tomorrow? Is there anything that we should know about you guys are talking about tomorrow
so
morning
you,
at 8?
you wanted me to remember things? That's tough.
But you guys will be here,
Yes,
8 a.m. on
8
Thursday
a.m.
morning. And I think what's really fun, and we work together on this, is there's no teleprompter in
Yeah.
front of us. We just like to bring in interviews and do conversations, and that's what you and Tati are doing. And I think that that's really cool. So
You're amazing.
we're gonna have a little bit of fun, huh? All right. So we'll see you
know it.
tomorrow morning at 8, Kari.
Yes, please.
Okay. Yes, please.